Welcome back to another episode of Offbeat Adventures. We're standing here once again on the grade of the former Canadian Northern Railway and later Canadian National Railway's Kinghorn Subdivision. We are just to the west of the community of Longlac. We're near the Longlac First Nation, Long Lake First Nation, here in the municipality of Greenstone, Ontario. And so where we are here is right at the end of steel. So this is one of the last remaining sections of the rail line that is still in place. And so this stretches back about 1.7 miles to what used to be called Longlac Junction, where the Kinghorn Subdivision and the Karamat Subdivision split. We're right beside a place called Suckle Creek, which flows to the east and ends up emptying into Long Lake. So we're just going to kind of walk along a little section of rails here. Again, this is one of the few remaining sections. So there's a section here in Longlac, and then there's a section left in Thunder Bay, basically about 1.7 miles here, and you know, literally I think less than 2 miles in Thunder Bay. As we get sort of here, you can see that there's telegraph poles still standing. There's one here and there's one further up. What's interesting here is that we actually get into continuously welded rail, which is kind of very interesting. I've never seen any sort of sections of this on the Kinghorn. It's as you kind of work your way west, you get more into the jointed rail, the more traditional one, but the continuously welded is something kind of more of a modern innovation. I believe the continuously welded was put into sections on the Kinghorn like this one in the 1980s. I tried to look for some sort of identifying marks on there, but I couldn't really see any. But you can basically see that it's all just one long piece. Whereas the more traditional rail would have had joints every 39 feet on it. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be picking up for this spot right here where the last remaining section of rail ends, and we're going to be working our way to the west about a couple of miles, 2.5 miles or so, to the next sort of road access, which is comes up beside Suckle Lake. And along the way we're going to be sort of paralleling Suckle Creek here. And so we do have a feature coming up right here. We do have a bridge crossing right off the hop. So we do have a bridge over Suckle Creek. Now we do have some company today, so I do have my son Noah with me, and we are trying out something a little bit different. You will notice that Luna is in a little trailer, and the reason why we're doing this is because on our last hike, which was just to the west of this, around milepost 9, we had a little bit of an incident where Luna's paws got all kind of torn up from the rocks. I don't know, it's never happened in all the years that we've been hiking, and so we let her kind of walk this way, and so we're going to stick her in the trailer on the way back so we can hopefully pedal, and that will save her paws and save her a little bit of exertion as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a second, and then we're going to work our way across the bridge and continue our journey west. All right, so here we go. We're going to make our way across the bridge. We're going to see if Luna's going to be okay with this arrangement. We tried it out a little bit at camp with her just sitting in here. I don't know if this will be okay. I'm going to find out too, pedaling on the ballast, if this is going to be satisfactory. Luna, sit. 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 All right, so we're working our way across this bridge over Suckle Creek. So it is a trestle. It's a little bit unusual. You're going to see that once we start going. Luna, sit. The bridge itself is 110 feet long. You can see it does have the gravel pan deck. This is kind of interesting here. So you do see the telegraph pole that's still in the creek, and you can see the milepost marker that's supposed to say 1.7, but it does look like it's a repurposed sign. So it does, with all the rust coming off of it, it looks like 11.7. So as I mentioned, the structure is 110 feet high. It's about 12 feet or so, 110 feet long. It's about 12 feet high. It seems like more like that. I mean, it seems like more like, I don't know. So my GPS told me, but we're gonna see this a little bit. You can see that the structure itself, we noticed this when we went down and looked at it, which we previously did already. It was damaged by fire. So you can actually see all of the charring on the timber. So this structure did catch on fire. I don't know if it just sort of put itself out or somebody put it out. Not quite sure what sort of happened there. Okay, so what we're gonna do, get ourselves hung up here a little bit, is we are going to jump down and take a look at the bridge structure from the side. All right, so we've made our way down here below the level of the grade. We are on the southeast corner. You can see Suckle Creek here, which kind of flows that way, I believe, and goes into Longlac. And so here you can see the bridge structure itself. You can see the side profile. So very unusual. I don't think I've seen one on this line that looks like this, that has the timber piles and has the concrete caps or the concrete blocks on the top of the vents supporting the structure. Again, I've never seen that on this line. I've seen it on other lines, but the piers, the towers were made out of metal. So this is kind of a very unusual sort of design. I'm gonna have to kind of look up what this would kind of describe as a bridge. It certainly is a trestle, but again, unusual with those metal piers beside it. So here we can move in underneath. We smell the lovely aroma of creosote. So here you can see the structure. You can see some of the piles from a previous trestle. So here underneath you can see you can see the rubber that's been inserted between the timbers and the concrete. What's neat as well too, I just noticed this, these timbers have been burnt. They're actually burnt. You can see that when you look at that close, like right here, it's been burnt. So there was a fire that went through here, and I just noticed it on these ones as well. All of these have been burnt. So it's surprising, you can see this on this timber here, surprising that the whole structure didn't come down. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our way back up to the grade, and then we're just gonna continue making our way to the west.